Well, go on, people. Welcome to Well Past Podcast. I'm Denzel.
And Devereka.
And you know, this is a show where we talk about wealth,
All things well,
military.
everything.
All right, a little bit of everything. We're at episode 10, Yeah. We're moving.
Yeah.
We're moving. This episode is about,
How to be successful after the military.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna share some of our experience with her being on being active duty and also being a veteran and I being a military spouse as well.
Yeah, represent.
Yeah, but yeah, how was your week though?
Not bad. Today is Wednesday.
Mm.
Once again, guys, we're one day late, but don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, today is Wednesday. I'm
Yeah.
looking feel like Thursday. But yeah.
Don't worry about that. We got things going on and we're
Yeah.
getting it done.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it is what it is, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
life.
The thing is that it's life, and we're still putting in the work. We're still doing it. Yeah, and we appreciate you guys.
Yes.
The feedback that we're getting. I receive a couple amount of feedbacks this week. So they love the episodes. Some are still catching up, but they love it. So
Same.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah. And on that note, if you are watching us on YouTube, take a moment to like, subscribe, and also share this video or this channel. Most importantly, subscribe and click that notification bell.
That's
and if
right.
you are listening to us on one of the podcast platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iHeart Podcast, Audible, all of these different, all these different platforms, take a moment to rate us. We would appreciate a 5-star rating.
definitely.
And as well as following us.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Spotify and other platforms. But yeah. So why we discuss, I know that this topic doesn't pertain to a lot of our listeners, but I am going to represent the veteran community
Yeah.
and the military community because there's not a lot of representation out there on social media.
True.
So with that being said, if you have any affiliation with somebody in the military that used to serve, that's planning to serve, or is serving, use this opportunity to share this particular video or podcast episode to somebody that you care about because this can help them with their transition. And a lot of veterans, surprisingly to a lot of you guys, suffer or struggle with some form of transition, whether it comes with the mental health or trying to find a job or anything like that. So this is why we're doing this.
Yeah.
So I want to ask Denzel from a military spouse perspective, how has your journey been as a military spouse while I was serving?
It was good. Trust me. I did there are certain benefits that comes with it that I really did enjoy. But in all honesty, I felt like I felt like I was in the military as well, being a military spouse, because there are certain benefits that you received that I received, and there were certain perks that you received that I received. Like, for instance, going on the base using what you call it. Oh Jesus, I've been on what?
Commissary.
Commissary.
Nice.
I haven't dealt with it a long while, so I keep on forgetting. Yeah, commissary. MWR used to have the gym, pool, all those amenities on base I used to have free access to. Life insurance. I got to touch on that a little bit, but life insurance, education benefits like my CAA.
Yeah.
You could also share your GI bill with me. And
We're
all
going to
those
touch
stuff.
on those.
Oh, we'll touch
Yeah.
on those, but those, yeah. And traveling with you sometimes, yeah.
Yes.
The amount I move. We live in San Diego for 5 and some years, but yeah, move up and down still. Yeah, I love it. I love it. The only part I didn't like was, when you
Being away?
you being away and everything. But hey, it's a part of it. It was a part of it, and
Yes.
I don't think I would change it.
Same.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it again, though.
I wouldn't do it again, though. That's true. I wouldn't do it again. But yeah, I did enjoy it, man. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would change or anything that you didn't like particularly about being a military spouse? Or anything that you want to bring awareness to?
I don't think, no. In all honesty, I didn't really find anything bad that I could really say about it, to be honest. As I said, the only thing that I didn't like was when you go away for a long time, and that's, not being around you, it takes a toll on me, mentally, sometimes physically too, because you put on a lot of weight because why? Stress or whatever, but no, I don't think there was anything else that, no.
See, so guys, girls that are listening, it is not always negative. There's a lot of positive. In the midst of all the chaos and everything. There's a lot of
Yeah,
positive.
there
And a
was.
lot of people that I've spoken to, they say the same thing. They will never do it again. But it's one of the best decisions
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they've
yeah.
ever made. It's one of those things. For me, the entire experience has been unique. It has been eye-opening. It has been educating. It has been it's like a whole lifetime.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I did 8 years, and it sometimes feels like
Yeah,
15.
yeah, it feels long.
It feels like I spent my entire life in the military. It's hard to remember my life before.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
blurry because a lot of things, the military impacted like every area of my life because that's how much control it takes or how much of your time that it absorbs.
Yeah.
It is in your home life, it's in your professional life, it's in your educating or your school or college life, it's in your children's life, your spouse's life, because the leadership or the personnel or people that are in the military can dictate what you do from what you don't do, when you do it, how you do it, that type of thing. But in the midst of that, there's a lot of positive. In terms of transition, did you go through any form of transition?
In what way?
Like coming out of like with myself separating, was it a transition to you as well as a spouse?
I mean, after a while, yeah. After a while, yeah. To be honest, in some cases, it didn't really feel all right. For me, it was easier than you because it's like you have been in that life for like 8 years. For me, yeah, I was still a military spouse, but also living as a civilian. You
Right.
never have a certain amount of privilege that I had, So, I mean, the only time it really felt like that was when I didn't have access to those certain amenities that I tell you that, like for instance, the military base, the MWR, the gym, all those stuff. But no, I never. Otherwise, from that,
It's like a regular day for you.
It was just like a regular day for me. That's why I always tell you, like, yo, I always say to you, like, when you get out, it's gonna feel totally different. It's gonna be kind of like, yeah. You remember when you used to, before you were in the military, you don't really remember so much of that, right?
Right.
But when you went into the military, you've been in there 8 years, so it feel like a lifetime. So I always say, like,
Especially when you join super young.
yes, I always tell you, like, when you come out now, it's like a whole, you have to get adjusted to this whole transition. It's not gonna be easy. So yeah, that was the only thing for me. That was the only thing. What about you?
The transition is still transitioning. It's still transition. It's not a 1 day thing, 1 week.
Go ahead, continue. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
It's not a 1 day thing or 1 week or anything. I've been out since June. It is now October. That's about 4 months, somewhere there.
Yeah.
It's about 4 months, and it's still sometimes like the first day.
Yeah.
And to some people, it takes years. I'm not saying that to scare anybody that is planning on coming out. It is a major life decision when you decide to separate from the military, whether you were ready or 100% prepared or not. It is still a mental transition. Now, in terms of transitioning into civilian life, it was easy, but mentally,
yeah, it was.
That is the biggest thing. You wake up and I was emotional the night before. I was counting down. I stood up to that last second. I'm like, oh, I was active duty a minute ago, and now I'm no longer active duty. And then I had to come to the realization that, wait, I can get up and go to, I can travel.
You can't do anything.
I can travel.
Anything.
Nobody's gonna call me in the morning and tell me to report here. It's like a shock, but then also I felt lonely.
Yeah.
Because that shelter is like a protection.
Yeah.
Because if anything is wrong or something happened, you have that what would I call safety net.
Safety net, yeah.
You don't have to, you're gonna still be paid. You're still going to have that medical or that health care. You still have some like a parent.
Yeah.
To fall back on. And now you're like, nobody's ever gonna call me and mess with me, which is good.
I think you find leaving that close knit with some of your shipmates.
You feel like you lose a community because you've been part of this community for however long. For me, this has been my community since I was 18 years old. And 18 years old is when I really got independence. So my entire adult life has been in the military. So I don't know life without it as an adult, which is one of the biggest things. But do I regret it? No, I don't regret it. Would I go back in? No, I won't go back in. But at the same time, it's still a mental
Yeah,
transition
yeah, yeah.
because it's almost like you immediately lose all your friends and family, especially if you're not physically in that location where you
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
And we moved, so we're not close to bases. We're not close to a lot of affiliation with the military. So the biggest thing is you lose that community, that safety net, that same thing you've been doing every single
Every single
day.
day, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
true.
a quick transition.
That's
But
true.
unless you have any more questions pertaining to that, we can move on.
No, no. I mean, if I have any, if it pops up in my head during this thing, I'll just ask
Okay.
you. Let's
Yes.
go.
So we're just gonna jump into some of the ways to be successful after the military. We want to talk about some of the resources that you have access to. Personally, I've used some. Denzel has used some. A lot of these resources are open to military spouse and families
Yeah.
as well, because in essence, you don't function by yourself. Your spouse, if you are married, is a part of your unit. They help you to be successful. You
Let 'em
help them
know.
to be successful.
Let them know.
Just the same with your kids. So that's it. And
Yeah.
if you are single and you eventually get married, for whatever reason, your future spouse may have access to some of these resources as well. So it's good to know these. You want to start or you want me to go?
You go ahead. I'll follow. I told you, you got this. We
So,
didn't play no rock paper scissors because this
Right.
is yours. This is your whole thing. So
this is my community. So
Yes.
I got you.
yeah, I'm a part of it, but yeah, you run it. You know.
So I'm going to start off with some basic information that you probably already know. But I'm going to reiterate it because some people out there, don't do their due diligence. So we need to give them this information,
yeah, true,
right?
True.
So have some form of plan. It
Number
doesn't
one.
have to be a perfect plan. Just have some form of plan. So, for example, myself, if you ask me what I want to be when I grow up, I can't tell you. I'm going to tell you I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Bro, you're almost 30.
You're always growing, right? So I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I didn't know what I wanted to be 6 months ago or 12 months ago. And sometimes life changes because I had a career in mind for like the past 5 to 6 years. I did everything to get prepared for it, but due to medical reasons from the military, which some of us can relate to, I had to make a switch, like an immediate switch. And now I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So that is normal. Don't stress. It is okay. We'll figure it out as we go. So have some form of plan. When I say have some form of plan, I mean, are you going to go to school? Or you're not going to go to school? Do you want to do trade school? Do you want to do on-the-job training? Do you want to immediately go into the workforce? These different types of plans, even if they're vague, have some form of plan. The next one is to gather letters of recommendations.
That's true.
I know this might not be something that you usually hear, especially from the military, but a lot of times if you're trying to get into some type of career or job, it is good to have letter of recommendation from those you worked with, those you worked for, any form of mentorship that you'd have. If you had a mentor, reach out to them, email them, contact them, let them know that, hey, I'm separating soon. I don't have a specific reason right now, but can you write me a letter of recommendation and email it to me? Something simple as that.
For the
Julian.
spouse, all right. As I said, for the spouse, all right. Let me start off with education. You have this thing called My CAA. Now, My CAA is, I think, like it's the military spouse career advance. I think something like that. My CAA. Just check it out. It provides you with like I think it's what, $4,000 to use towards like a license or a certification. So, for instance, if you wanted to do
by the way, it's my CA stands for My Career Advancement Account Scholarship.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, as I said, that $4,000 can be used towards the programs that they have. Like, for instance, I think if you want to get a phlebotomy license,
Pharmacy tech,
computer technician, network technician, things like that. I think no, they're actually providing new eligible people spouses with, I think, a new laptop as well, and you keep it even after the program. I never have that when me did do it, and should I give me, I mean, let me speak English because, but yeah. and then I think only spouses that with service members ranks from E1 to E5.
Yes.
W1 to W2 or
Look at you go.
O1
Okay.
or O2 are eligible. Yeah. Yeah. The next thing too is the GI Bill. No, the GI Bill. If your spouse that's actually in the military, your spouse can actually pass their GI Bill benefits to you, the
Yes.
spouse.
So the
But
active duty
yeah, the
spouse.
active duty spouse. Yeah, I forgot the word active duty. Yeah, you need to go back in some yeah.
No way.
But yo, yeah, the active duty spouse can actually give you the spouse the GI Bill benefits. Yeah, but
But there's a lot of stipulations around that. And you can find details at va.gov. So
yeah, that's
Victor
where I found. Yeah, that's where you can find most of that stuff.
alpha.gov. And one of the stipulations is that you have to serve a certain minimum years before you can pass it on. I believe it's 10 or something around that number. But don't quote me, va.gov. You have to serve a certain amount of years to be able to pass on to your spouse or your children.
Yeah, hold on, I remember something now.
Okay, go ahead.
So when I did the MyCA program, I said I wanted to do what was it?
Medical.
Certified medical assistant.
Yes.
And I only knew about certified nursing assistant. That's what CNA
Right.
stand for, right? And I remember when I went to the class, and I was doing so good, man. But when they said to me like, yo, they gave me the injection and say, yo, use it on your partner. And I remember the time when I remember what happened with the injection. Like I couldn't like take off the top, the part with the point. And I was taking it off and then boom, juke myself with the injection. I think that's the night that I actually said, yo, the medical field is not for me. So I quit the program. But yo, hey, let me tell you, military spouses, that benefit is there for y'all.
Well, if you're active duty, go to medical.
Number one.
Go
Number
to
one.
medical. If you have a cut or a bruise, go to medical.
medical,
If
yo.
you have a headache, go to medical.
Yep.
If you have a fever, go to medical. Your back hurts, your head hurt, your neck hurt, your shoulder hurt, your back,
Yeah.
your foot hurt, the foot bottom hurt, your foot back hurt. Everything, your knees hurt, go to medical. Your hairline is receding, go to medical. You wear all these buns, go to. You have acne, go to med. You see, I'm naming all these different things. Let me think on it some more. You have eczema, go to medical. You
Yo.
had COVID in the military, go to medical.
medical.
You have asthma, anxiety, depression, PTSD,
The whole of them.
go to
Medical.
medical. You have anemia, go to medical. You have fertility problems, go to medical. That's it, Go to medical.
Yo, I think that should be the name of the episode. Go to medical.
Go to medical.
I'm gonna make this a reel. Honestly, I'm gonna make this a reel.
I'm trying to list all these things because in a lot of these military groups, people are like, "Oh, I didn't know you could go to medical for that." Yes, you
Yo,
can.
go to medical for
Go
everything.
to medical. You have ingrown toenail. Go to medical. Let me get back to business.
Get back to the show, yo. All right, let's go.
All these things are medical issues.
Yo,
Go to medical.
Even the men. Yo, if you have ED,
What is ED?
erectile dysfunction.
It's a thing.
Go to medical, yo.
Medical.
Go to
So I
medical.
don't want anybody to tell me that you've never heard
Yep.
of these things.
Yep.
I name
Yep.
out a whole bunch of them from my head. Go to medical. All right. So why do you want to go to medical? There's something called Veterans Affairs or VA disability. If you have disability, you can get paid a certain amount based on the percentage that you're rated. I'll go deeper into that. A month, every month for the rest of your life based on your qualifications. So, for example, if you have VA disability for migraines and you are awarded, I don't know, let's say 30% VA disability, you go on, based on what they rate 30%, I'll go into the pay rate in a little bit. You can get that for the rest of your life. That is with it not being better. When I say that, I mean that you haven't gotten better. You will get that money for the rest of your life.
So what happens if you get better? Like
Then, based on, sometimes they do reevaluation if you're not 100% permanent or total, or if you don't have a permanent and total rating, they can always reevaluate you every couple of years.
Got you.
And then if they realize or they think that you got better,
Yeah.
then they can lower your rating.
thing. Okay, got you.
So we're not going to get too deep into disability, but I just want you to know that
That is
if you
there.
haven't gone to medical,
Go to medical.
okay. So When having these disability, if you do have disability and you claiming them and putting them in and filing for them, you can actually help to better your way of life because you're getting an extra paycheck, right? There's a lot of stipulations with these things. Do your due diligence. A lot of these can be found on va.gov. A lot of this information is on va.gov, and you'll find the
And
details.
one thing, we're not being sponsored. So not because you hear we say it. We're just saying it because we just want you to know these information. We're not being sponsored by VA.gov anyway. So
And as a disclaimer, take this information, do your due diligence.
That is right.
Read.
Yeah.
Go on Google, go on va.com, all these different sites, check out military benefits, military.com, all these different websites, do your due diligence and look up this information. Never take what people say as gospel, research for yourself.
Yeah.
So back to medical. You go to medical, you place all different issues that you have and you note them properly. Once you're separated and you know you're going to separate, try to get copies of your medical record because once you get out, it is hard to get a copy.
True.
Or it could take a long time. So you can get your soft copy or your electronic copy from like the clinic or the hospital that you will have your primary care at. So I was in Norfolk, so I could go to the Portsmouth Naval Hospital and get my medical record. So a lot of those of people that are in Norfolk area, Chesapeake, whatever, you can go to like the Portsmouth Naval Hospital and get your medical records. I'm just giving an example. Wherever you are stationed at, try to figure out where your medical record is and make copies. Once you get them, send them to yourself, send them to your spouse, send them to yourself again, print them off, have copies and copies.
Yep. Keep
and
it.
copies. So if you lose one, you have additional copies.
Even if you have a safe, keep it in the safe.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Have electronic and or hard and soft copies available. And whenever you file your disability, you can file it while active duty on a program called BDD. B, D is in Delta, D is in Delta. And with that program, you're able to file your disability 6 months prior to separating from the military. So you can do it 6 months to 3 months prior to separating or 90 days to 180 days. No less than 90, no more than 180 days.
All right.
And you can file for your disability through the BDD program. And that way, when you separate, you can get it right away or very soon. So that's what I did, and I recommend it for you guys. Have no question?
No. I'm not gonna use it anyway. So, but yeah, I'm just messing with you.
Yes. So BDD claim, highly recommended. The good thing about it is once you apply for disability through the BDD program, obviously you are still serving, so you're not dealing with the whole problem of can't. What would I say? With the whole problem of can't like notify them or prove that this happened to you while you were active.
Yeah.
If you do your disability after you get out, sometimes if you don't have enough medical or proof that it happened to you in service, they don't want to give you a rating because they can't prove that it happened to you in service.
Got you.
But if you do it on the BDD claim while you're still active, nobody's going to question you. Hey, did you have this while active duty? Because you are currently active duty. So once again, with the BDD claim, you sometimes can get your claim as soon as the next month after you separate. So for me, I separated June, and by July, I got my claim, my results. So definitely recommend that. I'm going to give you guys a taste of some of the rates and what you get paid. A child, no spouse, just yourself and a child, you can get $1,615.95. That's just an example. Let's go to 90%. If you're 90%, and you have, let's say, you're with veteran with a child only. So 90% veteran with a child only, $2,109. If you are 100% veteran with a child only, no spouse or parents, you get $3,456. Once again, if you are 100% veteran with child only, you get $3,456% at 100% disabled every month.
And so that's what I was saying. Like this is every month,
right? Unless something changed,
they reevaluate your disability. Yeah. Okay.
Just imagine getting $3,456 a month if you're 100% disabled and you're not working.
Not working. Hey,
right?
it's there.
And it changes if you have a spouse, if you have a parent. There's all these. All this is on va.gov. So I was just trying to give you a snippet of why you should go to medical, right?
Go to medical.
I put up a post on our Instagram which is at My Wealth Pass on Instagram at My Wealth Pass. You can follow us. I put up on our story about 2 days ago, asking if anybody have any questions pertaining to this topic, giving a snippet that we're going to be speaking about how to be successful after the military. And somebody asked me to talk about the VRNE. So the VRNE is otherwise called Veteran Readiness and Employment. So this is particularly for those that are receiving or that will receive disability of 20% or more. This is separate from your GI Bill, their 9/11 or Montgomery. This is a whole nother program by the VA. So with this program, you can go to school, you can do OJT, which is what? On the job training. Taking a minute. Yes.
Hey, actually, this episode is on you with us. So guess what? Hey,
it's a lot of talking.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of
yes,
talking.
So, but I hope you guys appreciate it.
We're doing it for the culture.
Yes.
For the people.
Right. So with the VRNE, as I mentioned, Veteran Readiness and Employment, you qualify for this specifically if you are receiving 20% or higher in VA disability. So if you're 10%, unfortunately, no. If you're 0%, unfortunately, no. You can receive 0%. So don't worry about that. And I'm going to actually head over to the website because I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the correct information. So with the Veteran Readiness and Employment, is otherwise or formerly called Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment. If you're a service member, veteran, and have disability that was caused or made worse by your active duty service and limits your ability to work or prevents you from working, you may be able to get employment support or services to you. I'm sorry, guys. Services to you as independently as possible, right? I'm going to give you some reasons that you may be qualified. And I mentioned before, this is all on the website. I'm reading this, va.gov. You have 20% or higher pre-discharge disability if you have 20% or higher pre-discharge disability and will leave the military soon, or you're waiting to be discharged because of a severe illness or injury that occurred while you were on active duty. So in essence, you have to have some form of disability, 20% or more, to receive this benefit.
I don't think I really know much. I didn't know much about that one. I don't think I ever knew about it anyway. So.
A lot of people don't know about VRNE.
Yeah, I don't think I know about it.
It's not that popular.
I think it's the first I'm hearing about it. Yep.
Yeah. So this is why we're doing this.
Yeah, that's true. See? Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah. And I know some people that they have no college background. So what they'll do is use a VRNE to get their bachelor's degree. And then they use a 9/11 Montgomery/GI Bill for their master's or their doctorate degree. Because you can use both.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good thing though. So you don't have to, because I know a lot of people were talking about saying that they didn't want to touch their GI Bill, so I mean they have this other option. I mean,
right.
is eligible for everybody? I mean, that you said that's 20%. Okay, got you. Understood.
Or higher disability. Create a LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
Create a LinkedIn account and start to network.
True. That's a big.
Your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth, right? So who can impact the opportunities you have and what you have access to.
True.
You have something to say? Sound like you had, had something to say.
No. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you. Hey, and even military spouses, word of advice. On your resume, make sure that you put mil spouse. Just put it on your resume. And even on your LinkedIn account. Yeah. Just a word of advice from me and from other military spouse, and I think military, not military recruiters, but people that work with in the military that work with recruiters. Yeah, it's a word of advice. Just do it. Yeah.
Yes. So what is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a social media page that is specifically for professionals.
Well, go ahead.
I'm breaking it down because some
people that might not know LinkedIn.
Somebody might be, what is LinkedIn? We have to do this.
That's true. I always say that we kind of always have to break it down just in case.
Yes.
So yeah, you're right.
So LinkedIn, right? So think of Facebook, but on the professional side.
Mm-hmm.
You can post pictures, you can post captions, you can post regular posts, but your profile is a professional profile. You can get your headshots done, which is a professional photo for those who don't know. We have to break it down. And then with your headshot, that would be your professional, your picture, your profile picture. Make sure to make your profile picture professional, right? You can get your headshots for free. Did you know that? Your headshots for free of charge at, we call it Portraits for Patriots.com.
Portrait for Patriots.
Portraits for Patriots.com.
Yep.
If you go on the website, you sign up, they'll ask you for your location, then they'll try to link you with a photographer in your location. They'll give you their information to contact them. And then you set up a time, a place, a date, and they take a headshot, professional headshot for you. And guess who is available too? Military spouses.
Oh yeah. Your boy got a nice headshot, you know? Yeah. Like for instance, like if there's a certain job that you want it to be, that you want to be in, follow that recruiter. So say for instance, if there's like for instance with me, if I want to do like a system administration or whatever, I follow a certain recruiter that's looking for system admin. I just normally type in system admin recruiter or for instance, an IT recruiter. You know, yep, and you will see the jobs that they are actually posted. I mean, you can even just send out a message, just say hi or whatever, introduce yourself, and just let them know that if they have any position that you would fit, just let them know that you actually want to. You know, they can actually set up an interview or whatever. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents on that. Yeah.
And the cool thing that LinkedIn offers is, I'm sure they probably mentioned this in TAP class. TAP class is the transition class that they go through in the Navy. I'm speaking for Navy.
I remember that.
You can get LinkedIn Premium for free for a year, both active duty, veterans, and spouses.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Before you continue, Flex Jobs. There's also that available for spouses as well. Flex Jobs, they give you 1 year free. So it's this platform where you can look for jobs. I think they have remote, hybrid, and it's a plenty of jobs. So you can check out Flex Jobs, military spouses, and active duties as well. That actually, I mean, those are coming out. Yeah, you can check out that Flex Jobs. I think flexjobs.com or whatever.
Right. So you're getting that free money.
We'll put it in the description. Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to jump right into some resources that can assist you with transition. I won't go too deep in it because this is going to be too long for me to explain. But one of the resources, USO Transitions.
I was going to say that.
Okay, talk about it.
No. I was just on the military side, on the military sports side. I mean, with USO, from my experience, after, little bit before you got out, they gave me like free courses, like Coursera. I got couple certifications through Coursera. IBM, they have certifications through IBM. What else did you do? So
you get assigned like a counselor or a transition person that you can email. There's an app that they have as well. You can speak to them through that app as well, and they're just there to help with your transition. If there are any questions, and they help you.
And I think they also help you with like as you said, transitioning, and also like when you finish these courses, if you want to like apply for a certain job or whatever, they will actually like seek that position, probably find a recruiter or whatever, get in touch with people in that area, and they will try to help you out in that way. I know that's what I know about them. Yeah, that's my experience.
Another thing is Hire Heroes USA. Hire Heroes USA is really good for resume writing. That's what they're primarily like known for. So you have to have a resume. Start preparing a resume. A good way of preparing your resume for the Navy persons are using your evaluations. I'm not sure about the other branches, but use your evaluations, see the jobs that you've done over the years, and try to translate them into civilian terms, because the military terms is not always understandable to civilians. Sure. So try to convert those, or you can also Google your job in the civilian side and use those terms. Another one is Act Now Education. Act Now Education is very popular on Facebook. You can Google Act Now Education. You see a Facebook group for them. You can see them on LinkedIn, and they have a website. So you can Google them, but the easiest way to find them is through Facebook
group,
and LinkedIn.
yeah, and they do a verification process on Facebook. I don't know much about LinkedIn, but I know for Facebook, like if you want to join the group, you have to show proof that you're actually a military affiliated. So it's either you're a military spouse, veteran, or
Right.
active duty. You have to show that proof that you're affiliated with the military. They offer Coursera classes. I know that. I know they offer like sometimes they offer certain cybersecurity classes, certification.
Lean Six Sigma.
Yeah, Lean Six
I
Sigma, all
actually
those
got
stuff.
my Lean Six Sigma. We both got our Lean Six Sigma yellow belt
Yeah.
through connections and ACNO. So ACNO, literally, they're the connection to the connection.
Yeah.
So ACNO doesn't necessarily give you the things, but there are people that they work with or that support military. And let's say they give these courses, they'll offer it to people that are in ACNO.
Yeah.
And they'll say, hey, I teach Lean Six Sigma yellow
Yeah,
belt.
yeah.
I'm certified to give it out. I'm going to have a class on this date. You know, the first 25 people that sign up can be in the class for free. This is something you probably pay $500 for, and it is free. So this is what happened. Sometimes they have connection to certain schools, certain organizations, and get these free perks and resources that you can use. So that is why I say join ACNO. They have a whole bunch of perks, like too much for me to name. But Denzel mentioned Coursera. We learned about, we call it Lean Six Sigma yellow belt. We got it for free. Google it. It's expensive. I got my Lean Six Sigma green belt for free through them as well. So that's why I recommend it. And we got a bunch of like Coursera certifications through them. And there's people that are getting their masters like from military colleges and stuff like that through them. So there's a lot of opportunity there.
There's so many perks.
Yes. So Act Now Education. The next one is Hiring or Heroes. So remember, you have Hire Heroes USA. That's separate from Hiring or Heroes. And you can find them at hiringorheroes.org. I personally haven't used this yet. I'm checking them out right now, but I'm giving you the contacts or the information. So you can check it out yourself, hiringorheroes.org. And you can sign up for programs where they have you working with an organization for like about 12 weeks. It's almost like a skill bridge or on the job or internship program to get your foot in the door with, companies. Okay. Another big one I want to mention, which is very good, is Onwards to Opportunity.
Yeah.
So Onwards to Opportunity offers one free certification to you, active duty, veteran, and also your spouse. And when I'm talking about PMP, which is project management, CompTIA, all the CompTIA stuff. There's another one called Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco.
All these different things. There's another one for human resource. That human resource, HRM, something like that. I don't know what it's called. But like human resource certification. All these official certifications by the official councils and boards, they give it to you for free, being that you fulfill certain requirements. And the last one is your regular 9/11, post 9/11 GI Bill or your Montgomery GI Bill, which offers about 36 months of education. You can use this for trade school. You want to go in HVAC, plumbing, cosmetology, esthetician.
It's there for you.
You want to go to college. I'm using mine currently for graduate school, so you can use that. But another one I want to talk about that people don't talk about is the Yellow Ribbon Program. Yellow Ribbon Program works hand in hand with your post 9/11 GI Bill. So what happens is that if you're going to a private school, the post 9/11 only covers up to a certain amount of money per year. I think they cover about $25,000 a year for tuition, and they cover the entire tuition at a public school.
Got you.
But for a private school, they only cover up to like $25,000 a year. And after that, you're kind of like on your own. So if you apply for the Yellow Ribbon Program, verify that your school offers it and verify that they cover the entire tuition. So there's a lot of schools that only cover partial. So just verify that with your school. For my school, they cover the entire thing. So my tuition, for example, is about $45,000 a semester. Obviously, $25,000 a year would not cover that. So with my school offer Yellow Ribbon Program. With the Yellow Ribbon Program, they have a deal with the VA to cover some of it. So I'm able to go to school that is $45,000 a semester for free because the Yellow Ribbon covers the difference. So the Yellow Ribbon Program is good for those that are trying to go to Ivy League schools, that are trying to go to expensive private schools that would not usually be covered by the 9/11 GI Bill.
Good.
Once again, I said your net
Hey, Your
Work
network
is your
is your
net
net
worth.
worth.
So sometimes going to some of these schools can expand your net worth. That's
Eh,
yeah.
yo, here's a walking, here's a walking military information book. I tell you that, because people, when you watch this episode, you're gonna agree with me.
Why
Chapter,
is that?
you realize you took over like the whole. That's why I tell you
Yes,
this is you.
because I
You,
was racing because
I
I'm watching
know
the time.
you weren't even rested, yo.
Because I'm watching the time. I don't want if I explain this any slower or any more in detail, we're
Yo,
gonna be here another 20
I
minutes.
think we're gonna have to do a part two of this.
Well, I give out everything already.
Yeah, for real, because people are gonna ask questions. You know, they're gonna ask questions.
Guys,
And
ask all the questions you
yeah,
have.
just ask it to put it in
I
the
want to make your
comments.
life
Yeah,
easier.
and yeah,
So
we'll actually do a
let us
live
know.
soon. Yeah, we can do a live soon on that
When we
anyway.
hit 500
Yeah. We
followers
hit 500 followers
on
yeah.
Instagram, we can do a live.
I think we're what 3. The last time you checked was what 3.
Like 360, 350
Yeah.
something.
So keep it up, guys. You know, let's go up. Let's go.
Follow
up,
us at My Wealth Pass.
Yeah. My.
I think I
Well
covered
Pass.
everything or the big things.
Yeah.
Key notes. Go to these programs, see what you like, beef up your resume, get your resume done by Hire USA. Go through it. If you need to pay someone to do your resume, you can, but do things that are free first. So Hire USA is good. They can always revise it if you don't like something and wanting to fix something. Get these certifications. Lean Six Sigma is a good one.
Yeah. And even,
Get these certifications for free. Get them knocked out. A lot of these you get knocked out in 6 months to a year or less.
Yep.
Put them on your resume. Translate your military background to civilian understanding, and that should help you. Go to school, get a trade, get a skill.
Number 1, go to medical.
There you go.
Before you come out, go to medical.
Start today.
Yeah, prepare yourself. If you know you're coming out, well, next year or the next 2 years, go to medical.
Build a record.
Yeah, just do that. That's the main point.
Yeah.
Yep. Chapter 35.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, chapter 35 is
This is specifically for spouses.
Yeah, for spouses. So for instance, let me give you an example. She's out of the military. So she's a veteran. I'm no longer a active duty military spouse. So they provide you with a certain amount, like for instance, how much money?
So I think they provide you currently. So
for 36 months, they provide you.
To differentiate though, the money doesn't go to school.
To school, yeah.
So with your 9/11 GI Bill and so forth, it goes to your school directly.
Yeah,
With the chapter, it comes to your account.
But you have to be the one that's responsible to pay your school. You understand me?
Yes.
So when you get the money, don't let the temptation hit you and you go take it out, go buy Gucci bag and you buy this and you buy that. Take it and pay towards your education. Put it into school.
Unless you use financial aid.
Yeah.
And if you have financial aid or for some reason financially cover your entire tuition, then you're free to do whatever you want with that money, like get your textbooks, help with your living expenses, so forth.
Yes. Yeah. So I think
that's enough talking for me. Let me just drink some water.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you want water? Yeah, I think we covered a lot. Yo, people. I think that is the military episode. The info. Yeah, because we
let me know anybody else that gave you so much information in a short time.
True. I know. And I haven't watched a lot of military videos when it comes to those stuff, so I can't say, yo, we are the one that really give out the most information. But you did give a lot. That's why I said you're like the walking book,
Because, I had to make sure that I was ready. Whatever I told you, the transition is still transitioning.
Yeah.
Because
so,
even though I have all those information,
Uh-huh.
mentally, sometimes it's a struggle.
Yeah.
I know. So it's okay to feel anxiety, to get, a little bit depressed and missing your people and feeling like you made the wrong decision. If it is for you, it is for you. What is for you is for you. If you don't get that job at that interview, if it's not for you, it's not for you. I go through that too.
Yeah.
So what is for you is for you.
It's for you. Yeah, I was talking about missing. I miss, remember when we live in San Diego and we always have house party. And if it's just like a house gathering, like I used to tell people, like, yo, just come over. I jerk some chicken and we play a domino. I miss that. That's one thing that I do miss with living in San Diego, having friends and in the military. Yeah, that's one thing I miss. Yeah. And the gym. I miss that state of the art gym in San Diego. But hey,
Well, if you go to medical and get that disability check, if you go to that medical, if you have 100%, you can get 3,500. Oh, and there's a raise beginning December 1st. 2022, December 1st is about 8% raise. So if you're 100% with a spouse, and you were getting 3,500, you'll be getting 3,800 on your first paycheck on January 1st, 2022.
Every month, unless them reevaluate you and them say you're not getting no more.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you for watching if you're viewing on YouTube.
And as I always say, stay safe and
go feet.
All right. Bless up, people.